I knocked my beer over, but it was the beer that was closed. Welcome, everyone. Maybe I have to actually... Oh, God, maybe I've got to focus the camera. I didn't see that there. You can see my knees.
Why the hell are you wearing shorts? It's not some... Oh, my God. You're not from Paide. This is not summer. What the hell are you doing, man? Like, nobody wants to see that, Louis. Like... Whew. Yes, okay, some people are tuning in already.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate that.
I'm not reading the comments this time. I really don't.
No, we love the comments. Yeah, we got thoughts about comments and people's... It's very interesting. Okay, we got this one here. We're just getting settled in, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on a Friday afternoon. So So it's good. I got my, I've got, you can see the end of my shorts. Music half volume for now. I will turn it off. I've got my shorts on today because the legs need to be free. Like you need to, you can see here, this is Australia style. Like legs have got to be.
But at least you shave them halfway through. So like, it's like, why did you stop halfway through? Like, what is this?
Sorry, what?
You have shaved your legs?
Oh yes, okay, we can go down to that level. Yes, I shave my legs because it's they gotta be a bit healthier. You don't want this Amazon jungle going on too much. I've got, even though I'm Australian, my family comes from Romania, so we've got that deep Eastern European Slavic thing going on, and you gotta trim the jungle a little bit. You've heard about the bushfires in Australia. One of the key lessons from that is you need to do some back burning. You need to get rid of the forest occasionally. Is that a similar situation for you? I'm not sure.
Well, I'm really accustomed to shave. Like, yes, I shave always my beard before I come to in front of the camera, you know. Oh, wow. Yeah, but I was just like not I just keep looking at your legs.
Thank you.
You have chicken legs.
Oh, I have chicken legs. That's the worst. That's the worst. Like, yeah, I have manly legs. Yeah, I'm a big man. I've got the chicken legs.
You're not a big man. Come on. Well, I'm a chicken head. You have chicken legs.
That's
so
all right. No, I've got that.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. I do like these shorts. These are Quicksilver shorts. I got them from Sportland. That's all you can get.
You have money
How is
to go to Sportland. Can you, like...
So, okay, for everybody, the music's really low right now, but it's right there.
Okay.
If you're listening, give us your feedback on if you like the background music just playing in there. I might leave it. It's super low.
Yeah. It's not my podcast. I don't care. I'm like, you can leave the music on. Can't see the
It's all
comments.
good.
Oh. So what's up?
Not much. What a week. We've had another week in lockdown. That's why we're here, so people can enjoy us just drinking beers. We've changed the set a little bit. We moved the office around. So now we've got the computer down here. Maybe we're getting more professional. You look, the blue outfit. I mean, this is this what you call the pantsuit?
Yes, this is a jumpsuit, actually.
A jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit,
okay.
yeah. Well, bitches want a glamour, so I was like, I had a poll on Instagram, and they want a glamour, but I'm like, I don't do glamour. Yeah, so 3 things that I always bring are sass, class, and the ass, minus the class, because as soon as I open my mouth, it's like, ooh, it's a sailor's mouth. So
Yeah, you don't know where it's been.
True that. But yeah, I was just like trying something different, and people were really like, oh, like, why did you wear a reindeer suit last week? And like people were really confused about this Christmas thing and stuff like that. But the thing is,
like, fun.
It was snowing this week. It was fucking snowing.
This has been it's been like snowing and then raining and then sunshine and then snowing and then raining and
all
then
the
sunshine.
seasons. It's been all the seasons.
All the seasons.
Hate it. Because I just got my bike. And I'm like,
bike. Ooh.
I've been shopping online like
yeah, okay.
crazy.
What store did you buy the bike from?
It's a used one.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a store in Tartu. It's called like Recycle or something like.
Okay, I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
A little bit
so,
well.
but I got.
So you got the bike.
I got the bike.
Okay.
and I love it. It's gorgeous, but it's just sitting in my basement right now because
Okay, some days you can.
yeah, like okay, today is fine.
There's a bit of blue sky out there, but
It's windy. It's fine.
I ordered online. I think I mentioned this last week. I don't know if I did. A grill from Bauhaus.
Oh yeah. Did you get it?
No. It's been delayed. Bauhaus says, "Oh, sorry, it's going to be more than 5 days to get my grill to me." Now, first of all, Bauhaus, where the fuck is my grill? Okay, I want my grill. I'm ready to look. I've got the shorts on. I'm Australian. I'm ready to grill some meat. Can I have my grill? Because this is my why. Why does it take more than 5 days to order something in Tallinn? I ordered some books from Rafa Ramat. Yes, I'm a reader. I know. You wouldn't think.
That's shocking.
Yeah, super shocking. Don't worry. They were like picture books, really simple things. They were going to take, I ordered on the weekend, said it was going to come today. Then I got a message, it's going to take more days. It's literally got to go like 4 streets. Why does any company take 5 days to ship something in Tallinn?
Well, because you're not the only bitch that is buying shit online.
Bitch, I want my fucking books, Rafa Ramat. They were like 10 euros. I only just qualified for the...
Okay, do you know what is Osturalli? You know.
The big sale they have, yeah. At which one? Where is it?
Kopamaja. Yes.
Kopamaja
Yes.
has, okay.
It's like, okay, we're going to talk about a lot of companies,
go.
but it's
Let's go
like, not sponsored or anything. But the thing is, I ordered a lot of makeup on the last day, and it's been over a week when I've been waiting for my makeup. But I'm like, people are buying a lot of stuff. They are like, all the Smart Post, Omnibus, they are overwhelmed right now with the package. It's like,
where's
it
the
is
delay?
Christmas. I'm telling you, it is Christmas.
Where's the delay? Just fucking go put it in the box and send it.
But it has to be like contact-free, disinfect. Like there's a lot. Like it's not so easy anymore. Okay. Because like when I got a package, I don't even remember what I ordered, but I got a package. I've been ordering like so much shit. Like it's like every other day I'm like, I need this. I don't know where I'm gonna wear this fucking week, but I'm gonna order it. It's gonna be like So I got a package, and it was like there was like signs and stuff. And this has been like contact free, blah blah blah, and it's been like really, it's been through.
Give me my package.
Yeah, this package has been through more shit than I have during my lifetime. It's like there was like literally like a note.
Yeah, right.
Like, and it was some really weird word like. This is packaged like something like I was like, well, this is really scientific. Like, how is it packaged? How is it delivered? How is it,
I don't give a shit. I just want my grill, Bauhaus. Hurry up. It was a good deal. It was 180 euros for a 3-burner grill. I've just got to go now. I've got a deck at this apartment that I've moved into a couple of months ago. It's not a great apartment, but it's got a deck. I'm going to be cooking.
Is it in the center?
Tondi, edge of Tondi.
Oh, okay.
Like the train line, edge of Tondi. So near the Vaika Tallinna rail terminal. I know I need the deck, and then I need the children's pool. Most Australian. I have found that Prisma has a 3-meter children's pool for about 25 euros. So as soon as it's warm enough, I'm going to have the children's pool out there. Kiddies pool, sorry. When I say children's pool, it sounds creepy.
Really,
But if I go kiddies pool, hey! And welcome to the children's pool. It sounds like a pedo. Kiddies pool sounds great. Totally. So that's the next step along I'm going to pressure clean my balcony as well. I can go to Crowmore, I saw, and get a pressure cleaner and zzz my whole balcony off like I'm some sort of He-Man. I don't know what I'm doing, but I presume it'll work. I don't know. I'll go get a pressure cleaner and see what happens. Have really painful
Did you say you're
fights.
He-Man?
No, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just go get I don't do construction.
Okay.
Like, I don't paint things. I don't build things.
Yeah, it shows.
Maybe electricity. Maybe I'll do your wiring. But I'm not such a handyman who's going to...
Well, you work in IT and stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
That's where I'm at. I don't bolt things together and paint things. And have you ever done renovations in your own apartment?
Well, I have used duct tape.
You have duct tape. Okay.
So,
we've got a strong, independent woman here who really knows how to do it.
Like MacGyver style. I fix things on like MacGyver style. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Just duct tape.
Carbon full of duct tape. Okay.
I've done a little bit of painting and stuff, and it's hard. It's actually hard if you don't know shit, and you're just like, like, and I'm an artist, you know, so I put paint on like,
Right.
and I'm like, it's
Painting
not.
art is different to actual
It's
painting. a room.
the construction, renovation, all of that shit is really difficult, and I have so much more respect for guys who actually do it. So
Fucking headline: Sille-Kadri has respect for men.
that is really the news.
Jesus, we're
Yeah.
gonna need to watch out, guys. This is gonna get some comments or something.
Yeah, but like I have done a little bit, but I'm lazy and I like to pay people to actually do construction or do renovation.
Okay, sure,
So,
that would be nice to get some.
yeah,
Who,
because
who does the construction in Estonia? Or if all the Estonians are in Finland?
Oh,
doing it?
it's it works like this.
Russians.
Ukrainians.
Okay.
No, actually, it's always, I don't know. This is how I was taught as a child, you know, to handle things. It's like, you know, somebody who knows somebody. You put out the word. You're like, hey, I am looking somebody to fix my lighting, or put up some shit, or I don't have a drill at home. And I just posted on Instagram. Somebody's like, hey, my dad is retired, but he was working for, you know, like 30 years in some company.
Estonian
Can you pay
style,
cash? And I'm like, yeah. And that's how you hire like people. It's really like, you know, hustling. In Estonia, it's always been hustling. It's like, okay, can I fix it myself? Probably no, but I'm going to try. Then I'm going to fail. And then I'm going to find somebody who knows shit. But they're like, they knew shit like 30 years ago, but
I've already got some anxiety about having to put this grill together. I'm like, oh shit! I realize now. I bought it and then went, oh, it doesn't come as a complete thing.
Of course not.
I'm gonna have to like bolt some stuff together. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'll take my time, make it happen.
I was literally like, when I bought my apartment last year, I hired two guys to I hired two guys to just put the Jysk furniture together. I hired people to do that shit. I hate putting furniture. I just like everything, like the chairs, tables, whatever. I had a wardrobe and like everything. I hired two dudes, and I was just like, I'm gonna go shopping. Bye. And they were like, they were at my apartment, like, and they were like young guys, like 19, and like, okay, like it was. And I was like, okay, like you can listen to some music if you want. There's food and, you know, coffee and stuff, and like feel at home. I don't
Just
care.
go for it as long as
Yeah. And they were fast. They were like 3 hours, and I had the entire furniture. I was like, hell yeah. But I had to pay for that shit. So I don't like. I remember I once tried to get together like with my best friend, like one shelf, and he was like, the entire day we were arguing, and I was like, I hate you. I hate you. I like it, sweating and arguing, and it's like, no, it's crooked, and this doesn't go.
Jysk and IKEA is a test of a relationship. It's a good. You're out there. You've just met the guy, the girl, and you're like, will this last? Order IKEA, and try to put it together, and then you'll soon find out whether, you know, how long you're going to be together.
Yeah, it was really a struggle. And one time I did the same thing with my grandpa, who was like 70, and it was just like I don't know, like not like a wardrobe, but like with drawers and stuff, you know. And we were just, I tried to help him. He's like, go away. And it took him 3 days to put that shit together. I was like, I can just leave out of a box. I don't care. Like, I can put my clothes in a box. Like, I don't need it.
When I moved to this apartment that I'm in, I got this one with the deck and the sauna, which is the only good things about it. To move, I ordered a removal company, but I just got one guy. I was like, yeah, I'll help him. Sure. You know, there's a guy. I'll help him move the shit. It'll be a great day. Almost as soon as he came, I went, wish I'd ordered two guys. Wish I'd paid the extra money. And of course, because I found the cheapest company available. So it was a young Russian guy. And he was cool. Right on. Don't get me wrong. Great young man.
I just feel bad. Like.
I couldn't speak Russian. He didn't have much English. But hey, we're moving shit. So we got to make it work. We were doing he was writing stuff into Google Translate to show me at
like
times. Like, we're just moving stuff, but he's like, what next? Because I have to explain, like, okay, we're going to take this. And like these couches, this nice white couch that you have here, I pinched this. This was already originally in the apartment. And when I moved in, I went to the real estate like, oh, that couch is a bit shitty. I don't know if I really want that couch. And I was like, he's like, oh, we'll get rid of it. I've got my own couch. And he's like, oh, okay, we'll get rid of it. And then you can see the real estate guy go, and then several days later, I called him up and said, oh, you know that couch, that you're going to get rid of? Hey, I have somewhere to take it. I'll take it away for you. Don't worry about it. Which is to bring it to the studio here. It's this couch. It's these couches here. That's how we got the studio couches, is by...
And it looks at that. She has seen some things in life,
Yeah,
it's like...
these are Pimp's couch. Stuff's coming off him, so... the nice guy. I wish I'd ordered more people to my rental company that I'm moving. I don't want to move shit. I don't want to...
I had my friends helping me to move. So it was like 3 of us moving my stuff. And I was like sweating like crazy because it was really like, it's really hard to get the stuff to the 3rd floor, no elevator.
You live on the 3rd floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the thing is like, okay, even if we have the strength, it's really difficult to just navigating on the house.
Like,
it's like no. And then later after that, I was like, you know what? If I'm ever gonna order something like that or move, I'm gonna hire. Like it's really okay. I know you need to pay and blah blah, but seriously, I remember that I was exhausted and it was really like intense and really crazy. Like it was the entire day we were just moving stuff from like Pelko to center, and it was crazy. So yeah.
Okay. Wait, I think I've moved the camera. You see the camera seems off. Wait.
We're still struggling. It's episode 4.
Yeah, we're still getting there. So this week I had on my podcast, I had James Verts, the singer guy.
Yeah.
We can say it, the black guy. It's all right.
No, actually, I wanted to say like the bass player. I wanted to say the bass player.
Oh yeah, the bass player guy.
Did he play bass?
Oh wait, clearly I'm moving the camera the wrong way. Yes, he does play bass and he's a vocalist. The James Verts World Project, and he's a guy that I know a lot because there might be a company party or an event, and I'm the host, but he's the band. I still don't have a good angle on it.
You just need to. Sorry, guys.
So I got to talk to him, and it was really nice to, he came to Estonia before me. So that would be, BL before Louis, which is how we which is how we do timelines in Estonia.
Like
there's AL after Louis and before Louis.
You think you're Jesus, but it's like you're the Australian Jesus.
Yes, Australian Jesus. He's got sandals, all right. We know that. They're called flip-flops and thongs.
Oh, yeah, you had the thongs on and the shorts.
Yeah, I almost...
with the grill.
I almost wore the thongs today. I was like, I think Sille-Kadri is going to flip the fuck out if I wear thongs.
I would be offended.
I'll be like, shorts and thongs is Australian style. So I talked to James. That was a really nice interview. He's a really easy guy. He's from Detroit, and he's a super cool dude, and he's played in bands. There's that singer Anastasia. I don't know. He worked with her before she got signed.
What?
Like the story goes that he was in a band with Anastasia, and Anastasia was the singer, and
she was huge.
And there was like multiple. So she's gonna get signed, and there's multiple offers, and the offer that unfortunately was best for her, the record label said no band. No, you don't take the band with you. And so James is cool. He's a very nice guy, and he said he understands that's how the game works. And
show business.
Indeed, he actually used that word, the game. So he worked with Anastasia, and he still knows her a bit. And then since early 2000s, he's been in Estonia. He's playing bass. He's gigging. He's like us. He can't get a gig right now, or he's sitting at home, but he's got a kid. He's got a life here. So he's a really super cool dude. So that was nice. And I'm working hard on my next guest. And again, y'all know that I was super keen to get Dave Benton. And all my friends were very happy that I finally got Dave in here, so I'd shut the fuck up about it. But the next one I'm working on, it's not confirmed. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't want to go too far, forward. But I'm talking to Taavi Roivas. And I think it'd be fantastic to have Taavi on.
I'm going to translate it. Taavi Roivas. Sorry.
Taavi Roivas. I want to have Taavi. I know him a little bit. Again, I see him at events. He's maybe speaking at some conference that I'm the host or something. So I get to talk to him a little bit. And I want to get him on here. And I want to say, let's no politics. I'm going to ask him anything but politics. Just what do you do? What do you do on the weekend? What do you like? Where were you growing up? What sports do you like? Do you like to grill? Do you like cars? I don't know. I want to just find out.
Who are you
about
as
him.
a person?
Who are you? Oh my God. Tell me. So I'm working on that one as well. Let's see. We just have, he's still, even though it's lockdown, he's still a busy man. So we still have to find a time, but that would be a nice one to. He's kind of the next person that I really want to speak to.
Except for me, of course.
Of course, you're right.
Of course.
And what about you? Are you doing any more Tissident lives?
We've been doing.
Tissident live? Yeah.
Well, not on stage, but we've been doing Instagram lives, and it's been really fun. I've been really struggling with lighting, like lighting and just where.
You gotta make it.
It's like at home. Yeah, I'm like, there's so much shit on the background, paintings, books, everything. I have so much.
Turn it on. Just turn the camera on. But no, it's got to be.
Yeah, but I like. For me, it's like if I see myself like doing live and I can, this is kind of off. I don't like this. I start to overthink it, and then I don't listen what Marianne is going to say, or I forget about the stories that I had to say or whatever. So I really try to be like, okay, 1 hour before I get my room ready, I get everything like, okay, please, son, make it work. Like I'm like just like praying it's gonna look good. I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm actually like even when I'm doing like Instagram lives, I put on an outfit, makeup, everything, the whole shabam. People are like, oh, like you look so good at home. I'm like, yeah. So it's like it's
just
not
happens like this. It's just
only 3 hours. Like, it's like and but I like it because I get excited. I get the like, oh, I'm gonna like perform. It's like kind of like that. So I get really excited. I need the adrenaline. I need the energy. Otherwise, if I'm just gonna turn on the phone, you're gonna see me in my sweatpants and with my t-shirt with my tits out, and like it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. and I wouldn't be engaged. I wouldn't be like myself. I would just be like, what's up, you guys? So
Instagram Live lets you do like you're both on your own Instagrams, but it split screens you.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. That's nice.
So I test out the footage before I turn on the video, and I'm like, I need to clean my apartment. Okay, it's like just moving some stuff and finding the right angle, and I just want to feel comfortable. Like because I actually hate being in front of camera. I always hated it, always. But now I'm like, it's week 5.
You got used to it, yeah. This is lockdown style.
I got used to it. It's so like.
I mean, you still dress up. I'm here. Keep in mind, I'm here in my shorts. And
we
the
have
goddamn
matching
first.
clothes.
We do. Oh wow, so cute. I'm hearing the first thing that I found in my cupboard, and Silla's like, no, 3 hours.
Yeah, people wanted glamour, and I was like, I don't have any couture. I don't have any brands or like designer clothes. I'm just like, this is still secondhand, baby. This is all you're gonna get. It is.
Okay.
It's like 10 euros. My outfit is like 10 euros.
What, from Humana, or where do you get it secondhand?
Usually from Repeat.
Okay, that's a cool place.
Yeah.
I like that place.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. But there's still some pop-up ones and the Pavli, Humana. There's different ones. There's a lot of them actually. Or used. I don't know anymore if there are any. I haven't
who knows
bought.
if secondhand is.
I am running out of outfits.
This is what we don't know. Will anything exist anymore? Like everything, almost anything you could talk about. Will that? We don't know. Could it be?
It's like I had a favorite restaurant or something. I don't know if it is it even like.
Will it exist?
Is it even there anymore?
We
What's
don't
gonna
know.
happen? So it's a struggle. It's been like it's a weird time, I think.
Sure. Keep a 2 meter distance. Yeah. Well, you can't see. This is 2 meters. Look, the camera puts on 12 pounds and 2 meters. You can't see.
Yes. Have you heard of CGI?
It is. It's
like
CGI. I mean, yesterday we had the Comedy Estonia live, and we had Roger and Daniel and Sander all here, and actually me behind the camera. So that's 4 people.
You're breaking the law.
That wasn't so bad. Well, we're not breaking the law. Thank you, Mariana, because it's a private place, and we're allowed to do that in a private place. But still, it's not. You wouldn't imagine it's a cool thing to do. Yeah. But here's the thing: because the government hasn't given us any more direction. Because the government, maybe fair enough. Maybe they're like, we're thinking about it. We've got the 7 criteria. We're not sure. Okay, guys, it's a big decision. But because you're not saying anything, like if you walk down Teleskivi, it's a fucking Mardi Gras. Like everyone's out on the street in the sunny day. You go to supermarket, it's full. Like we need to be told, like reminded, like guys, stay inside.
Absolutely. Or what should we do? When are we allowed to have events or meetings or?
I want some update.
Yeah, me too. That there is this crisis, kind of like I don't even know, commission or whatever. Like they're having these discussions and like plans and stuff. But everything is, I think a little bit it gets lost in the news Even if there are some news about it, I don't know. I'm trying to search for information because I have shit coming up in May, and I'm like, do I have to cancel? Or
You have to cancel. Oh, May's off, I'm sure.
May is off. Okay. Yeah.
Like, if you even look to other governments, like Luxembourg said nothing's happening until the end of June. Now, okay. Luxembourg, who gives a shit? Our data center's there. It's a small place. It's half the, it's the size
they were
of
like the richest people. Like
Copley. I don't know what Luxembourg is, but
Luxembourg is more like Vimsi.
They're a part of true. They're a part of Europe. Like if they, what are we going to do? Luxembourg's going to lock down, but we're all woo, partying, and the rest. No, it's kind of goes one in the same.
Yeah, because I was thinking like some countries are already like, I think it was like Denmark or something. They're like letting people go out more and like loosening up the laws and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And it's so different when you're reading about other countries, and I don't know. And it's really it's confusing because I'm like, when I can go to a bar, I need to go.
I think what they should do is just face it. We're going to lock down Latvia. Why? Because just fuck it. Because we are. Fuck it. Latvians deserve to be locked down. They're Latvians. That's what they get. So Latvia is going to be locked down. No one can go to Latvia. Why? Is it dangerous? No, it's just boring. We'll get some free. Okay, sure. We can lower the tax and get our free booze here. I don't know. Those Latvians.
Okay, yeah. But for me, like, I can see that people are sick of being home. People are sick of waiting. And they are breaking the rules more and more.
Sure.
Now, so it shows. If you go out, you can see it. Like, because like 2 weeks ago, I didn't see anybody. Like when I walked to Telliskivi, like maybe there was like 3 people jogging or something, like, but now it's full of them.
People everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the worst, I hate it. Is like, I'm in the supermarket and I'm like, okay, what brand of ketchup am I going to take? This is important. I'm trying to make these important decisions about what brand of ketchup.
For your grill and stuff.
Exactly. And some motherfucker just walks in front of me. I'm like, I'm here. Like, don't get in my shit. Like, people just, like, they just forget now. And then you're like, or you do it like an Estonian, just like, and then that's it. And you're like, don't you know the seething rage that exists inside of me? Get out of my fucking way. But of course you're like,
yes.
No, get out of my fucking way.
Yeah.
I want to deal with my shit.
It's a bit confusing. And for me, the most worrying part is like, okay, after the lockdown, then what? Are we going to have a new epidemic? Is it going to spread? Are we going to have a new lockdown? And it's going to happen like again and again. And like how long this shit is going to like go on?
We're going to have a fever. A Saturday night fever, baby. Woo! It's going to be a party as soon as it happens. Like, I mean, that's the tough part, right? If they go like, oh no, don't have an event more than 50 people, like.
Who's gonna check? Okay,
right.
Really?
Wait.
So I cannot have a birthday party? Like, bitch, I'm gonna have like 100 people there. I'm like, come on. It's like, I don't know how you keep, if you're gonna allow some things, how you're gonna actually contain it, like how you're gonna check on it, how you're gonna know who's gonna like act accordingly. It's really, for me, it's really confusing and it's really worrying as days go by. And I go, okay, it's like April. I can see that the weather is getting warmer and warmer. People want to go out more and they're already like getting anxious.
Want to grill on their balconies with kiddies pools, for example.
Well, maybe most of them are. But maybe some people, yes. But I'm just thinking like, okay, it's gonna be really hard in the summer to tell us to stay the fuck indoors. Like,
yeah,
I don't see that happening at all.
But in Australia, like they locked, like, because Australia is a crazy police state. They've locked, like, you can't just leave your house. Like if you're driving around, like just driving around, the police will pull you over and give you a fine because it was like unnecessary travel.
But how do you know?
Right. Well, you got to explain to the officer what you were doing. Why were you going somewhere? I guess because I'm trying to think. My parents live in a small town. Maybe they're driving. End of the street is a supermarket. Maybe the police can go like, I'm going to the fucking Woolies. What do you want? But if you're just driving, they can pull you over and go like, why are you driving? Like, oh, it's crazy shit. Like, and even some Australian minister some government minister, got caught because he went to his holiday home in the lockdown.
Ooh.
He went to his holiday home. Can you imagine trying to tell Estonian people that they can't go to their countryside house? That would be the new revolution. We would be gathering around the TV tower again. We would be Viva la Revolution if they said you can't go to your countryside house. If they want you in your why wouldn't they want you in your countryside place? Yes. Go to the country. Yes, good idea.
Because you don't have any neighbors and you're not gonna be.
No one lives within 2 kilometers of their neighbors anyway.
Yeah, true.
I feel like every Estonian has a story that they've told me. They're like, yes, I have countryside place. Yes, far in country. 2 kilometers from neighbor. Everyone I've ever met has a countryside place 2 kilometers from the neighbor. That doesn't work with the geography. That makes a country there'd be holiday houses from here to Germany. It doesn't work. I did the maths.
I'm sure they're not finished because in Finland, when they had the mökki, summer cottage, it's really you have an entire forest between your summer cottages. It's you don't see your neighbors and stuff. In Estonia, yes and no. It's not 2 kilometers.
Sure.
It's not. I used to have a summer cottage in Viru-Jaagupi, which is in the east, like near the Rakvere. So and it was we only had the church, a store that was open really weird hours, it's middle of the day and it's closed, but it's open.
They live in Estonia, but they have a siesta. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it's well, whatever. The cashier was drunk or something. They closed it or something.
Nice.
No school. But there's
no school.
Post office, church, kindergarten, and store.
Okay, and that's it. So that's where the countryside house.
That was really I think there was 100 people living in the area. It was really, really small village, and it was really tiny. And there was either super old people or kids, all the grandmas and with their grandchildren. I didn't have any friends there because kids don't like me. I was nobody wanted to play with me.
She didn't have any friends when she was growing up.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's I have few friends, but
I'm an only child. I have no friends anyway, so it's fine. I am an only child. I don't have any brothers or sisters. What about you?
No, I don't have any. I have a half brother, but he doesn't like me. It's no shock in there.
Okay.
Well, he's a guy and doesn't like me. It's story of my life,
There's a great comment there. Respect for men. What happened to the real Sille? Okay. I see where you went with that.
I'm getting old. I'm getting tired. Getting tired of hating men.
Okay, we can go back to that topic because we were talking before. I had a theory about this because working with you on this podcast. Now, I'm not trying to be some virtue signaling pussy little dick who's no, respect all the women, but please fuck me. It's been very illuminating to see the different comments that women get and the different way women are treated online. And it does seem like guys are always randomly out of nowhere, they want you to justify something. Justify your looks, justify your jokes, justify your presence. Why are you? They're no, you're a random person who just popped up. Why does it need to be you? Mm-hmm. And okay, this can be a confusing time for guys. Okay, let's assume it's difficult. Guys don't know how to act. Because I think if you can't say something to someone in person, don't say it. But okay, different rules. What do I know? I'm too old. I don't understand the TikTok generation. Okay, cool. So guys, here's my advice. If you ever want to write a comment under some woman, any woman, her Instagram, her YouTube, her whatever it might be, her social media, and you don't know the person, and you're wanting to give your opinion because you have an opinion on what this woman does and you absolutely have to give the opinion, okay? My advice is ask yourself this question. Would I still write this comment under the video of Alexander Popov? Right? So you're you're not funny. Would you write that under the video of Alexander Popov? Even if you didn't think Alexander Popov was funny, he's a funny guy, but even if you didn't, would you still do it? I'm not sure. You'd be nah, you're stupid. even if you thought in your brain that you thought Alexander Popov, big guy, he's got a beard, he's a famous bouncer,
Looks like a
everybody
Viking.
knows him, looks like a Viking, right? Beautiful man, gentle man, lovely guy, intelligent dude, a lot of respect. But even if you thought he was stupid and you're like, fuck this Popov guy, big dumb idiot with his beard, he's stupid, would you write that under Alexander Popov's video? I don't think you would. I don't think you would.
For me, I always have like, when people are like, they don't know how to behave or whatever, I'm just like, don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole. No, it's hard. I know you try. But the thing is, at least, this is from my experience. I know I have seen a lot of men who dehumanize women. Like, they don't see women as actual persons with personality and ambition, and like they're like, no, all women want this and want that and blah 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 blah. Like, and if like, for example, I have a lot of attitude and I swear a lot and I talk shit and I'm like, I drink cheap beer. Yes, I drink Alexander beer. Who gives a fuck?
Because I'm the one who buys it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's why she doesn't drink expensive beer, because I'm the one who gets it.
At home I have imported shit, but here I'm like,
You drink,
here I'm like, yeah, I love free booze, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. But the thing is, like, yeah, I've been perceived differently because they are like, oh, okay, if you're gonna be on stage and you're not gonna be funny, then no women is ever gonna be funny. You're representing all the women. And I'm like, I only represent myself. I'm a person. I happen to have a pussy, so what? Get over it. like I'm just like, and I just like, I actually like, don't assume shit about me. Don't assume that I want to have kids and I want to get married and I want to do this and I'm only good at this or I'm bad at this and whatever. You don't know me. It's like, bitch, you don't know me. And for me, and I see that a lot, that it's like there are certain men that just assume that all women are like a pair of tits with legs, and they're just like,
where do these women? Where do these guys come from? That's what I don't get. Like, where is it? What's their perspective? Where are they starting out from? There seems to be a lot of dudes out there who are like, they have problems with this current society. And it's tough for them to negotiate that. And they see women doing stuff and this is confronting to them. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's super smooth for me, but I just sort of don't get it where it comes from. I don't know.
Well,
you wouldn't message Alexander Popov at 8 a.m. and ask him, what the fuck are you doing? So why would you do it to a woman?
Exactly. Well, have you heard about patriarchy? It's like, it's the thing that a lot of men, I cannot say a lot of men.
Sure.
Okay.
This is what we don't know. There's men online, there's some in chat rooms, streams, but this absolutely does not mean all men.
No,
and we could be talking about a very small segment who happen to be a little bit vocal.
True. And that can be the case, but there's like, I had a really big problem with a person that I know who sympathizes with Harvey Weinstein.
Wow. Like, who needs more sympathy? Who's been given a raw deal? Who's been given a raw deal? Weinstein. Really? That was it? Okay.
Oh,
what was the raw deal? What was the perspective?
The perspective was he made good movies and it was all consensual.
Okay.
So like women were wanting to have sex with it. Like it was like, well, he made you an offer. If you didn't want the offer, that's your fault and nobody forced you to do anything. And I'm like, where have you get this? What news are you reading? I'm like, I was really shocked because like I was just like, wow, you really sympathize with Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate right after I've just been incel, going at them, right? Like, okay, so there's Harvey. He's in the office. He's like, listen up. All right, I'm gonna make the movie, and now it's time to talk to little Harvey. Like, true. So it's true. You could walk out of the office unless he's got that button. I've heard he had the button underneath which would lock the door. That's a different story. Okay. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same argument about Louis C.K. that he wasn't, it wasn't consensual. Oh, sorry, it wasn't consensual. That he was in there going, hey, do you want me to show you my dick? Mm-hmm. and it's like a position. This is the thing, guys, we don't understand, right? We go, what? Louis CK? And no, I'm like totally fine with CK, right? I don't have a problem with this. I'm not trying to, again, say that like CK did bad. But it's like, you want to like see my dick? No? Oh, okay. Like we asked. We'll go like, what we asked? What? We've been polite.
With Louis CK is different. He wasn't the rapist. I'm talking about like, like he didn't
true,
rape.
True. Okay.
With Louis, it was indecent exposure, I think. It was just like he's masturbating and calling you. It's a bit, I would be really uncomfortable with somebody would do that.
So Harvey's like,
Harvey
more like,
was like
you want the $1 million deal, you're gonna be a star, all you gotta do is touch Harvey's dick.
Actually, there was a different case. Like there was like hundreds of women who, like something like that. They were accused. He was accounted for 13 different women that came forward and stuff like that. But the thing was, like he was harassing people, like women on set. Like he was harassing, making comments, touching, inappropriate stuff. Even like Quentin Tarantino was like had a conversation with him, like Harvey, you need to
back off.
Yeah, I need to back off. But like, don't touch the assistants. And like, it's like it was really inappropriate. He forced himself on women.
So
he used the power because there were like women who said no to him. They lost the job, and you know he had power, so he used that against women. Okay, so you don't wanna fuck me in the 4 seasons. Bye, your career is over, and bye. Like you're fucked.
And they really
they lose it, and they did lose it. And he raped like it was like I don't know how many women it was, but it was a lot of women.
What's the sex drive of Harvey Weinstein like? Swear to God, like how many hundreds of women? Like, damn. What's the drive that I don't have the sex drive to have sex with hundreds of women. Don't get me wrong. I mean, healthy. Things are looking good, but
I hope you're not a predator. Like he was a predator.
No, but like you can say like, do I have the sex drive? Like, you know, the will to go out and
but
want
the thing
to.
that a lot of people don't recognize this, but it was like in 3 decades. So it was 30 years, like 30 using the power. Like, you know, you want to be a star, honey. This is like this is what it takes. And the actresses were really like young as it's a really it was really thick. Like the shit I wrote like the Testament, and I was like it was disgusting. I was like ugh. And when I hear a guy who has kids, daughters, and has a wife, like be like, but he made great movies, you know, like you know, so and like it was consensual. I was like, honey, you like, come on.
I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and she said, yo, she'd been talking to this dude, Estonian, talking to this dude. He was also Estonian. And, you know, they had some flirting back and forth. I don't know how they met. Right on. Could be very normal. And it's sort of nothing quite ever came from it. And she wondered, like, what's up? And then kind of randomly, out of nowhere, in the last week, this dude pops up again. Like, oh, you're bored, dude, and you want to get laid. So, okay, no problems. Again, we're all sitting at home, sexually frustrated. So right on, maybe this is the time to call up your old booty calls or whoever you wanted to be a booty call and hit on them. But my friend always had the idea like, something's not up with this dude. You know, something's not quite right. And she kind of wrote to him and she said, oh, do you have a girlfriend? And he went, nah. And then, so then she replies again, is there a woman who considers herself your girlfriend? And silence for 4 hours. So this dude says nothing then for the next 4 hours. And then finally he's like, what difference does it make? You got found out, buddy. What difference does it make? Oh, we're just having sex. Like, congratulations, Harvey. You've worked out how this works.
So for me, I was like, you can be the most famous, influential, important person doing a lot of great things or whatever, you know, but if you're a fucking predator and you have done something horrible as Harvey Weinstein, there's no excuse. I don't give a shit about like the movies. I'm like, this is not a safe environment to work. This is not okay. And like, there's a lot of problems with Hollywood and stuff. And it breaks my heart. Like when I've read about like, oh, I was 14 and I wanted to become a star and like I had to do, it's like, it's horrible. And for me, it's like. And
do you think it happens in Estonia? Is there such a thing? Is it like to some level, degree? I don't know if there's,
That's a good
I'm
question.
really just got it. I tried to think of
wow.
I tried to Estonianize Harvey Weinstein's name and I couldn't do it. Igor Mang is the only thing that comes out of my brain. Igor's a great, like.
I met him in person actually.
Yeah?
Yes.
What's he like in person?
Really like weird grandpa vibes, kind of homeless looking, kind of with a dog. And it's like, can you take, he was like on the street, like just walking past, it's like, hey, can you take a picture of me and my dog? And he gave me a camera and I was like, I was like,
That's
okay.
how Igor starts it.
And I was like, okay. And then he was like, you have weird energy. When are you born? And I was like, November. And it's like, it was so.
You got honey trapped by Igor Mang.
No,
you did.
No.
That's the game. What the fuck do you think he was doing? Do you think he wants a photo of his dog? No. He saw you walking down the street and went, that's his game. Photo of me at the dog, initiate conversation. Then like, oh, your chakra or your signs of the moon are not right. Let me talk to you about that. And then you're like, oh, talk to me about the signs of the moon.
I was like, hell no, I'm busy.
Yeah, of course, because you're you.
I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck what sign I am.
Exactly, because you're Sille-Kadri. That's how you didn't fall for that. And I'm not, and again, I don't mean to be disrespectful for people that, but I think it might be an enticing offer.
Oh, okay.
You're like, oh, then let's talk about when were you born? Oh, the star sign. And he starts going into that, and that might start hitting some things in the head. And
yeah, because he has like lines like this, like, oh, you're Sagittarius. You love to travel. You love the foreign guys. And like, it was like, and I was like, this is really basic. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't care.
It's not hard to look at you and work out you'd be more into foreign guys. It's not. We don't need a degree in psychology to work this one out.
So, yeah, because I go outside really like super extra and just, and I'm a blah, blah, blah. And it really, you can see my personality when I'm walking down the street. Like you can see, like you can kind of get like.
Sure, you've got this outward thing. And so Igor went in, but you were you. So you're like. Yeah, Igor, you're playing a cheap game. I know.
Yeah, whatever. Like, but I was kind of like disappointed that Igor didn't try anything.
But he did. He
I don't
did.
know.
But it's just your defenses are so high naturally as who you are. Your bullshit detector is so on that you went for it. Now you could imagine a more. I don't want to be maybe naive person. I'm not sure if that's the correct description. Someone more willing to listen.
Okay, like you.
Gullible shit.
Is that worse?
You went Doug. Yeah, that's worse.
Sorry.
Gullible is worse than naive. Oh,
sorry.
No, it's all right.
Sorry, I messed up. I don't know. I'm just like.
Yeah, anyway, someone might listen to him more and might be more like, like, oh, tell me about my star sign. I do have an interest in star signs. And then it rolls from there. And then you sit down and then he's doing the rubbing the shoulders and the little beard just hits you on the back of your head and you're like, oh, Igor. And then, he's saying wise things. And you're like, Igor, you're so right about my life. I do have unfulfilled things that I want to do. Oh my God, how did you know that I wasn't happy in my life and that I wanted to change things?
Because you're Estonian and I know you're not happy.
Right.
It's not science. Okay.
But the point is that Igor, he's done this. Mm-hmm. This is well established that he's done this shit. Mm-hmm. You can still buy his calendar at the Rafat Ahmad. You can order it. It might take more than 5 days to arrive, but
shade. But yeah,
like you can walk in there and there's like the Igor Mang stand, and there's all the things from Igor Mang.
Mm. But for me, the thing is also because I'm a woman, people like assume and expect that I know a lot of things about like horoscope or like the sign, and I don't. Because like women are so into like this whole of hocus pocus, so whatever. Like, and I really don't know because I'm like I actually like I don't know what's the description of my like how I should act or who I am, whatever. And it's really when people say like, oh, you're born then, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. For me, it's like. Because I don't like that. for me, I always like to have control over my life and like, no, this is my choice. This is how I do. This is who I am. And like, I don't want some planets to make up their like, okay, you're gonna live like this. You're gonna be like this. So never been for me.
Okay, that's not your thing. So
It's
when
not my
Igor,
thing.
you had your anti-Igor shields up. You know, you weren't. Well, you came along, but I don't know that guy. It's just, to me, it's an example that you can still buy his shit. Like, he could go on the TV, it would be fine. Like,
Yeah, it's like if Ivor Monk asks what sign are you, then you're like, you're the stop sign. Very easy. It's not hard. It's like, bam.
dang, dang, that's the joke.
So yeah, for me, like this is something that I've never been into, and if somebody is like, "Oh, I'm gonna guess what sign you are," and I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like,
Right,
you
that
can.
whole thing.
I can be the entire like the 12 of them, all of it. I'm
Maybe
all
you
of
got
it.
some daddy issues. I don't know.
Who doesn't?
It's a common thing around here. Maybe you're into that, the whole gray thing. You're like, you fool yourself enough. Oh, he
Because
knows.
for me, the astronomy and like whatever astrology, I don't know which one it is.
Astrology. Astronomy is the legit
Okay,
thing. Astrology is the
astrology
Eagle
thing,
Nine thing.
It's like we're all human and we do go through similar experience.
Sure.
We all know about heartbreak, about like feeling like insecure, or like there's certain things that we all struggle with. Sometimes money or career, or like it's like really, really universal things. And I'm like, yeah, that's being like if you're a human, you know, it's being a person. It's a struggle, and we go through similar things. And so for me, it's really basic stuff that usually those kind of people say, and I'm really not impressed. If you can say that your guinea pig's name was Piggy Smalls, I'm like, okay, you know some shit. You know some shit, okay. But if you don't know really specific stuff about me, and it's just like, oh, you're that kind of person, you like adventure, and you sometimes wonder about your life. I mean, yeah, we all do that. We all like, you know.
It sounds like a good get up. If you want to touch some girls up, did Igor actually do the with them, or did he just touch them on the shoulders and fondle them a little bit?
It was the 7th chakra, so
The 7th chakra. Is that
he went from the first, like he went all the
7
way.
levels of chakra?
Oh, is it 7? I don't
I
know.
have no idea. There could be
just-
14. There could be
I was just-
17 for all I know.
I'm just talking shit. Like I'm like
okay,
he
so-
went down for the like the
So
last.
Igor went to the lowest level of chakra. He really got deep into your chakra.
Like, you need to fix your sexual energy. You know, it's
Wow. Okay.
yeah. It was.
Because I thought he was just doing some shoulder massages, maybe a little bit.
That's not what I.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing. Right? I don't know nothing about what he did. I'm making it all
Okay,
up.
yeah. I mean, too. I'm just. It was like a couple of years
From
ago.
what you heard. Okay,
what I've
yeah,
heard,
but
what I've read about it, like, but it was already I think 3 years ago or something like that. So I don't remember. And yeah, something like that happened.
Okay.
Because there were a lot of jokes. There was a lot of commotion about that, but he's still, you know, making his every year like his predictions
So
and
many, like this to me, living in Estonia is so interesting. It's good and it's bad, and it's both. Nothing is one way or the other, right? Like on one hand, if you live in America right now, and if you were like even maybe a year ago. If you did, like Louis C.K. is a very good example of this, that he just got crucified. And we're not even sure what he did. We're not even sure of the exact circumstances. There's a lot of that, but there was just a crucifixion. You know, oh, you've done something wrong. Oh,
it was the timing.
Right, the timing
The
was
time
that.
is Me Too timing.
The Me Too timing, right? Now, why there's a lot of legitimate arguments in one way, absolutely. We want to believe women, absolutely. That also meant that things kind of went from 0 to, you know, full strength straight up, right?
Yeah.
And that was also an issue, that there should be some sort of due course, should be some sort of, you know, fucking work it out. What's the evidence? While we should also believe in women, there's a balance here, right?
Because Louis C.K. is a really good example, for me at least, because that's the only case that I was actually kind of on the side of him, because I read the statements, and it was like, it happened like 10, 15 years ago, 2003 or something. It was something like that. And he did he masturbated and called some girl, he decent exposure, and he did really it's gross. It's
No, it's
fucking
not good.
It's not gross, and you don't want to see it. You don't want to hear it. It's like no. But for me, it's like, yeah, kind of. It's not okay that this stuff happens, but he didn't force himself and didn't rape anybody and stuff. For me, it was like, why wasn't this revealed back in 2003? If it was such a traumatic and blah blah. For me, it felt a little bit that it was.
Okay, so what about talking to you? So in the defense of women here,
Yeah.
maybe it was hard. Maybe he did have a position of power. Maybe it was difficult. Maybe we didn't have such a climate where women could speak
So that was my
out.
first thought. I was like, okay.
Oh, you're going to be, you chick, you want attention, make these accusations
Yeah.
of Louis C.K.
So I was like, because I was trying to put myself, like mentally, like, okay, I was trying to put myself, like, if this shit would happen to me in a context, what I would do, like somebody would do indecent exposure in front of me or masturbate or what, I would be like, and it was something that I did not agree to. Like when the person is sobered up or whatnot, I would confront it. That's who I am. I would be confronting. I'm like, okay, Louis, this is not okay.
Sille-Kadri is confronting.
What the fuck?
Fucking stop
Dude,
presses. Okay.
you can be funny, but I don't want to see your dick. Okay, like it's like, I'm not into that. And I would be just like, and I think Louis C.K. is a nice, like he understood. Like if somebody, like if the girls would be like, I was really like uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I didn't want this. He would probably be like, I don't know him personally, but I get the sense that he would be, I'm really ashamed, and this is
As
not
much
okay.
as we know, again, it's all hearsay, but it seems that he was.
I'm just assuming right now, and jumping to conclusions. I don't know, but for me, I get the sense that he would actually sincerely be apologetic and like be like, yes, it was totally uncalled for, and it was not okay. But like, yeah, but when he was, like 15 or 10 years later, and then like bam, and I was like, is it okay? I get the timing and everything, and but for me it was the wrong person to attack about this thing. For me it was like it was a little bit uncalled for. I get it, but I was like, no, there are worse like honestly, there are, like, for me, like the Weinstein shit was like really 30 years, fucking 30 years. It's crazy. So.
There's we're also in the chat. We are watching your chats. We've got a little laptop down here. We are watching the chats. Super skeptical. Irunts is because there was a YouTuber bombarded with allegations and it's all BS. Right. That is the flip side of all of this. That it's easy to make an allegation, and that's the kind of balance that I'm interested in. Like, on one hand, I don't know where it stands on this, because on one hand, Igor Mang does seem to be creepy, does seem to have a kind of creepy shit going on, but he's still out there. You can buy his calendar, it's probably on sale, but you can buy it right now. And Estonia has a more lenient attitude to those things, clearly, because Igor still has a career. Now, that's good and bad. On one hand, it's bad because, well, we don't want to approve of sexual predators. On the other hand, it's also good to not instantly crucify people straight away. So I approve that Estonia doesn't instantly crucify people. And it's tough to find that balance, right? So it's kind of nice to be in Estonia that we know, like, it's the same way that when we do the English open mics, or we did the English open mics at KPK.
Yeah.
Those shows, for a while, were getting racist. Like, we were doing racist shit on the stage. And it's, again, that balance of things, because in America, it would be like, no, or maybe some places in America, it's a big country, I don't want to say all, be like, no, you can't say that, cancel them, take them off, you're not allowed to perform here anymore. Well, we know that Estonians are more lenient to such things. You say some racist shit, you're not instantly going to be thrown off.
Yeah, we are with the lingo. The thing is, like, one time I said retarded in my podcast, and I got called out for it. But it wasn't an Estonian person. It was like, I live in Denmark, blah, 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 and it's not cool to say retarded. And I was like, Estonians don't think of it that way. The level we use the language, like we
it's a social context.
Yeah.
And you have the different social context living in Denmark. I was walking out of a KPK show one time, and it was a foreign woman talking to, I don't want to say woman, part of me, I didn't mean to, but but she was a foreign lady and she was talking with her friends. She's like, those jokes just kind of went over the line. I'm like, no, get out of this country then. Like, that's our social norm. Now, we all need to work with that.
Yeah.
This is, you have a social norm. We have a social norm. I'm not saying either one of them is better, because we do let Igor Mang still have a career, but on the other hand, we have more free speech. I don't know where the line should be. But I like that we're allowed to say it. I believe that comedians should push the line, should push the boundary. And whenever you are pushing a boundary, you will cross that boundary. Oh, I'm pushing the edge. Oh, I went over. Okay. You know, like, and if we don't quite know where the edge is, sometimes we go too far over the edge. Now, we hope that this is not to the stage that we're getting our dick out. This means you're just saying some dumb shit on the stage. I like that in Estonia, we have that freedom to say it. That doesn't mean that I approve of us. Like, for me, the boundary is always with those guys. Like, is it a good joke?
Yeah. Is it funny?
Is it funny?
Yeah.
Can you justify that joke?
Because for me, like, you can joke about anything, absolutely, about abortion, death, like whatever it is. You can joke about anything as long as it is funny. And like it's in the context, you know. It's not something like you're gonna be like really like just because sometimes people think that I can be just offensive and rude, and it's I'm just joking, and no, it's not. It depends on the context. And for me, when it comes to like about language and stuff, the really important thing is to keep in mind are like the semantics, you know. Like the thing is like there's like fucking studies and stuff about how I understand one word and how you understand this exact same word, but you come from a different place and. It's a lot of that. And for me, it's like, yes, I know I said retarded in my podcast. I did not mean it like towards handicapable people and blah, blah. It was just like something like, wow, people are really acting like, or being retarded or something like it's just slipped. And the thing is, if you have been saying some words or some sentences through your entire life, you need to like, okay, maybe I should not say that, but it takes some time to not let it slip, you know.
Sure. Now, wait, first of all, so you said it on the Tissident podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is in the Estonian language.
Yes.
So there was a person from Denmark.
Yes.
Were they Danish?
Yeah.
Or Estonian?
I think it was like half, and she wanted to learn more Estonian, and she was like, I think your podcast is progressive and you shouldn't use words like that.
Wow, you learn the language. You learn there's about 1 million people out of all the billions in the world, and you learn their language just so you can criticize them for the shit they say in their language. What?
But I was like,
nah.
I'm okay with the feedback. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's something I should watch what I'm saying, like how I express myself, what I say. I never wanted, my intent was not to hurt anybody with mental illness or like disabilities ever. Like it was not my intent. If it came across, I was sorry about that. It was not my intent. But I wanted to explain to her, like in Estonia, like we even have like slang like retakas and whatever. Like we just say it, and we don't mean it like, oh, you're like you have a disability. It's like, no, you're a fucking idiot. You're a moron. You're like, it's like
there's a social context.
Yes, exactly.
And what do you do taking your social context from one society and placing that social context onto another society? Get the fuck out of here. Really? You go to all that effort to learn Estonian and just so you can tell them you can't say that? Like, talk about some fucking gatekeeping. Like, dang.
And I'm okay always with like feedback that is constructive and it's like thoughts, but I was like, I'm not gonna argue. I was like, okay, that's you were offended in a way, or you didn't like it, or you called me out, fine. And it's okay. And I was like, fine, we can have a discussion, because for me, like, if I learning a little bit more Estonian right now. I took a course to learn more Estonian.
Really? You did?
Yes. It's like grammar and using the correct lingo and stuff like that. And it's so interesting to understand like what kind of words have like negative tone. Like it's like really interesting to learn about language and how we express and what we mean and what we say. And what
sort of course was this? Like what level? What was it? What institute or where did you study this?
University of Tartu.
Okay.
So it's like an extra course, just like how to write more properly. Like, and then really, it's like grammar and like just editing. Because I've been feeling like my grammar is always so and so. I have to Google a lot of stuff when I'm writing. I'm really bad at writing.
That's so interesting. I ain't ever Googling nothing about English grammar.
Okay.
Like that's so.
I do it all the time.
This is the way I'm pushing it because, like, no native speaker, unless you're some professor of the languages, has taken an extra course in how to write this shit correctly. We're just like, no, it's English. We just fucking write it. What's the problem? But with Estonian, like you're a native speaker and you're like, sometimes I've got to Google the grammar.
Estonian is hard.
I don't really know. Right,
I'm
exactly.
still learning.
Exactly. Like,
and it changes, like, because I remember shit that I used to learn at school and that shit has changed. And I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
I don't know how to write this word anymore. Like, it's changing all the time. And I'm like, what is the correct way? Do I need to like put it in like this or that? And it is hard. So I actually have to take some courses time and time again to actually know how to like express myself in my own language.
Yeah, we don't do that in English. I'm like, I'll just fucking slur it out and tell you how it is. We have been going for an hour and we agreed on the last episode that it was a good idea to have toilet breaks because we tend to not have toilet breaks. Would you like to go for a toilet break?
I'm okay because I'm wearing a pantsuit, so it's a bit of a struggle. So I'm okay if you're gonna go. I'm okay. I
don't need to pee because it's too hard to pee. So what? You got to unzip it from here? Like
I have to take it all off. Like I have to take this shit all off.
That's why Hillary couldn't be president because she had to.
She had to hold on the pee.
The whole thing. Yeah.
And she was sweating. Like
she would clearly start an international war because she was going to hold on to the pee for too long, get upset. Women are irrational. This makes more sense. Now I appreciate why this happened. Okay, I'm gonna go.
All right, you can go. Yeah, I can answer some questions or whatever.
Okay, we can talk.
Not hate comments. I'm gonna tell you guys.
No, there's no hate.
Yeah, there's no hate. Actually, to be honest, the chat is really clean this time. It's not the worst.
You laid down the law, fuckers.
Maybe I did. So if you wanna ask me anything, I'm open to it. You can ask me even in Estonian. I do speak Estonian, so. But yeah, about the Johnny Depp, like there's a comment about like Johnny Depp was demonized by media, but in reality his ex was very abusive and tried to get money out of him by using Me Too movement. I honestly don't know about this. I read the first news, I think, that Johnny was abusive and like hit his wife or stuff, but I don't know actually what happened. So I don't want to really comment. I don't really want to comment things that I'm not 100% certain, and that's why I'm always like a little bit elusive about what I say. But yeah, but I will never like violence and predators and like sexual abuse is something that is really fucked up and something that we all need to fight against. I believe, like, because it's really like right now I've been reading a lot what's happening inside of homes, and you know, like there's a lot of domestic violence going on because of the crisis. People are in lockdown, you know, and so it's really hard. There's a comment that you should look if the couch is still black. It's white. The couch is white. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, I don't know what to say. That's why I don't want to be on stage alone. Never. Like I always have Marianne with me on stage. So this shit never happens that I don't have anything to say, and you just have to look at my face. I know. Yeah. I'm just like every time, like we have this thing that when Marianne went to have a beep break, you know, when we were recording and doing a podcast, then it was the same thing. Like, okay, Sille, I'm gonna go now, and I'm like, I have 5 minutes just by myself. And one time I went really off the rail. I was just like, I started to talk about like women's toilets and that they're disgusting and like what's going on. Like, what's up? Like, and like 5 minutes I was just talking about, you know, hygiene and like really disgusting shit. And Marianne came back and was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's going on?
So I'm going to crack my beer. I have a loop for our conversation to bring it all back around.
Okay.
Again, thank you very much for everyone listening. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to us on a Friday afternoon.
You ain't got shit going on anyway.
Yeah, you got stuff going on. We're just sitting around talking. I love this. I love this because we just turn on a camera and talk to you guys. And if you like it, you're into it. If you're not, it's no problems. And it's not like the media, and it's not some really staged thing. We've got a
We don't have a script even.
we've got a script. We've got a handwritten sign. Like, I love the handwritten sign. It's all very punk. It's all like just, it just feels like a grassroots thing, right?
Yeah.
We can just make it happen.
Yes, absolutely.
And I dig that so much. To me, the media is a lot of, and all my friends know I have a particular anti-media bent, and it's just like it's scripted, and it's so inauthentic, and it's a platform that's like, well, we're here to sell ads. You can do your thing, but we're here to sell ads, and we're here to make money. And I'm like, well, what if we don't want to sell ads? And what if we don't want to make money from this exact thing? Yes, we still want to make money, don't get me wrong. But what if we're not trying to make money from this thing? So I love it that we just turn on the webcam, and now with the lockdown, we've got like 4 or 5 Comedy Estonia streams.
That's so cool.
Every week.
And I love it. Like for me, it's always important when you're going through a crisis or a really difficult time to find something that is normal, just something that is familiar, that you're accustomed to. And for me, having a beer with a friend on Friday evening, it's really and talking shit. You know, that's normal.
That's normal.
That's normal for me.
That's what we should do.
And I love it. It's just we're trying new things, and we're just
We are. This is more. I feel like our talk this week is a little bit more podcasty. We're like rolling through the topic. But feel free to join in the chat. We're looking at the chat down here if you want to write some stuff. I am checking out I'm not just looking down at my dick every time I look down. And my shorts. I don't wear underwear, so I got the shorts on. Well, underwear, it would just be an extra expense. One extra thing you got to wash. One extra thing you got to buy. What's the use of underwear?
Yeah. It was like 2 days ago. I went to take out my empty bottles and the trash. And I was just like, wasn't wearing bra, underwear, anything. Just, just like sweatpants and t-shirt. And like, I look a mess, and I had like sunglasses on, haven't taken a shower. And I went to go out. And my neighbor was actually judging me. I was like, the fuck happened to you? Like, who is this neighbor? And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I went to the store. I was just like, I had like everything hang loose. I was fucking like, I don't give a shit. Like, don't judge me. This is my quarantine look.
Tauno. Yeah, buddy. I got my shorts on already, dude. Like, I'm like, fuck it. The sun shines out. It's like 5 degrees. It's time to think positive. Okay. Soon I'll have the thongs. You call them flip-flops. We call them thongs in Australia. You need to be free. You don't want all these clothes and things on you constricting. You want to be fresh and feel good. And I don't know. So I want the thongs. And I got my shorts on, and I'm feeling free and feeling loose. And we're doing that. Brother from another mother, even though alcohol consumption is one catalyst for domestic violence, true. Alcohol won't be banned because people with alcohol withdrawal would overwhelm the health system.
That's wow.
True. Alcohol is such a hard one to ban. It's not gonna. It's a tough one.
The thing is, like, as soon as you start to ban alcohol, we're gonna make our own booze, and we're gonna die from the poisoning.
We need something. That's the thing, though. That's like it's not. It's an understanding of humankind. Humans need something. We need something to take. Even when life is great, most humans still need something. But what are you going to do, ban? Like, we should be unbanning things, not banning more things. I mean, okay, yes, now I absolutely do not approve of domestic violence except when she deserves it. But I absolutely don't.
What the fuck? Wow.
Absolutely not. Is there
so
something
you're
else?
single again, right?
Is there some?
It's like
No, I'm gonna be one of those incels.
It's like,
Just wait till we finish. I'm going to write so many comments on Sille-Kadri videos. Oh, I'm going to find all of them and write, why you, woman? Why are you making, where's the jokes? Ooh.
you know, they don't call me Sille-Kadri. I don't give a fuck for a reason. Like, because I don't give a fuck about your hate comments. If you want attention, go to your mama. Okay, like I'll give a shit.
All right. Hey, PewDiePie. Hey, like in PewDiePie. Was it Rauno? What was it? Rauno? Tauno?
Wait.
I forget your name. You said the name last time.
It
He lives in Sardama.
Yeah, it wasn't Rauno. It was.
Yeah.
It was something with R. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot, dude. But
It was Rando or something.
Rando, that's right. And I was like Randy. Rando, give us the update of how everything's happening in Sardama. Thank you, bro. I brought it in America from Amazon for like $10. I like when people look at this shirt, Bush and Reagan 84, and they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm super serious. This is how I, but anyway, we'll keep going, but tell us in the chat how things are going in Sardama. Are people walking around? Everything's going okay. All right, good. Because I see these news articles. They're like Estonia's Corona Island, and I'm like, what? Oh, you mean Sardama? Oh, really?
Like Estonia's one.
Yeah,
It's like-
Estonia's Corona Island. Like we've separated them off, at least for you. Okay.
Okay, like, yeah, I haven't read the news. I think the past week or so. I haven't, like, because I've been searching information about like how soon is the lockdown gonna end or what we're gonna do after the crisis, like news like that. But just, you know, media, I've been really like.
You got it.
away.
You can't do it. You can't read the news. Like
Yeah, no, it's
all you need to do is read ERR once a day, right? Get the Estonian news, see the headlines. That's it. I guarantee you do not need any more news than that. You do not need to know what Trump's thinking today. You don't need to know what's happening in Guatemala. All you need to, like, okay, this shit happened in Estonia right now. That's all you need to know. Like, otherwise you're just like frantically checking it. It's going to make you go crazy.
Yeah, and I can see that people are actually getting depressed because of the news, and they're like, just like they're in panicking mode and like, oh my god, everything is so bad. It's like they only see the negative side, and I'm like, honey, just breathe.
There's a lot of that. We had a thing where, where's your MAGA hat? Wow, brother from another mother, do you know that I actually have a MAGA hat at home? Have I said that before? I actually have a MAGA hat at home. Make America Great Again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you had like, I remember you posted it on your Instagram.
Oh, maybe I did. I posted a picture of it.
Because
When
you're
I-
like, fuck you, I'm in America.
Yeah, I was in America and I posted a picture.
You were trying to be Joe Exotic, but...
Yeah, I was trying to be. And I was staying with my friend in America, and his wife is a really lovely lady, and but she would not approve of the MAGA hat. And my friend was like, yo, you can use Amazon to order the MAGA hat, but you've got to grab that package. You got to take it to your room. You can't show anybody what's in that package. And I'm like, yeah, I live in Estonia. Don't worry about it. So
we can wear the most controversial shit here.
True, I could wear that MAGA hat. Like the reason
I wouldn't get it. Like I would be.
Yeah, exactly. And so why should you be concerned about a MAGA hat? You're not American. You don't live in America. You don't give a shit about Donald Trump. What?
Okay, if it would be like make Estonia Soviet again, I would be like, what? I would be
Okay,
like, oh,
now there's something there, but oh yeah, was the MAGA hat? Yeah, absolutely made in China. They're all made in China. That's
everything is made in China, even the disease.
yeah.
Come
So
on.
next stream, we're gonna wear the MAGA hat. Because it's like, why do we care? Like, it's a like, yes, this is a terrible thing. Maybe Donald Trump does have some bad policies that are not helping people. I agree, but we're not in America. Let's have a laugh. Like, do you think there's an American who's sitting around in Alabama who's like, nah, mate, don't wear an ECRA hat. That's offensive. Like, they don't give a shit
They're like,
what you think about Martin Helmer in Alabama.
yeah, I literally, it was a couple of years ago. Somebody asked me, is Estonia a state in the United States? It's like, well, there are some interesting political parties, but we're not part of United
No,
States.
but-
We're pretty far away.
So we've got the update from he's the world leader. Donald Trump is not the world leader. The world is what you. I don't want to sound like all nationalistic because I'm certainly not, but he's not. In local news, a 51-year-old woman drove into a stone fence while being drunk today. It sounds like a regular day in Sardama to me. Like, hey, I got drunk, I drove into a fence. What else are you going to do out in the islands? We don't. Even the viruses are made in China now. Nice.
I said
Nice, Martin.
I said that before.
Okay, did you say that, Bob?
You don't listen to me.
No!
Like-
I'm a man. I'm a woman-hating man. I will listen when the man says it, but I don't listen when the woman says it.
You're always talking over my fucking jokes, and then people are like, Sille, you're not funny. But I'm like, you're crossing my lines. Okay, I'm trying to make jokes. No, I'm not.
I'm no worse. I'm no worse. I'm Igor Mang. I'm Harvey Weinstein. I'm everything. I'm everything right now. Drunk drivers are pretty common here in Sardama.
Yeah.
Look, if you
We know
can't, like, I don't know. If you can't, what are you going to do in Sardama? I mean, I guess they're pulling people over. Maybe are they testing? You're just
Well,
going to drive around. You got to get. We need booze to get by.
yeah, I know that I've been to Saaremaa, but I don't really remember. There were a lot of Finnish people there back then.
I like Sardama.
It's nice. It's nature is beautiful. Blah blah. This and that island. It's like I love to travel. I'm like, for me, Estonia is kind of boring. I know. It's like sorry.
Here we go. Self-hating Estonian. Okay.
Well, it hasn't been kind to me, so. But like, yeah. Well, I used to travel, but I love to travel and I love to see different cultures, people, how people live. I just it gives me kind of perspective. That I'm really lucky to have everything. Like actually, that I have a job and roof and food, like healthcare and whatever. Because when you travel, let's say you travel some places, maybe in third world countries and stuff, and you're really like, then you're really like, okay, I have it good. I have it good actually, and I'm happy. But for me, like I've traveled in Estonia, and I'm like, yeah, it's cute.
See,
It's okay.
me and Tim are fine. You should see Tim Reedy. He loves going to little Estonian towns. He tells me all kinds of shit about little Estonian towns that I have no idea about. We do need to, Tim and I need to get the camera out and do Tim and Lewis Explores Estonia because he knows things like I don't know nothing. I would just go
So
with him.
he's still in Paide.
He comes and goes between Tallinn.
Okay.
Because right now you can get a hotel room in Tallinn for like 18 euros a night. Like nothing, like a reasonable hotel, like you would stay at any night. 100 euro, regular 80 euro, 100 euro, like 15 euros.
PewDiePie wants to go back to
You're
Sweden.
gonna go Sweden. Oh, from Svenska, yeah, Sverige. Dude, I don't want to. I lived for 2 years in Sweden. Can't fucking stand that place anymore. They're too nice. They're too like exactly that thing. Okay, here the what do we call it? The Igor Mang conundrum. The Igor Mang conundrum, which is on a bunch of things, maybe we're a little bit backward here in Estonia, but it's also kind of more free and everything's okay. Like to me that's the Igor Mang conundrum. And I like, well, maybe because I'm male, I like this level of the Igor Mang conundrum. Now, I'm open to more ideas. Jag pratar svenska också. Oh, look,
showing off your language skills.
Mr.
You're still gonna be discount PewDiePie because you're in Estonia.
Finland and Saaremaa closed thanks to COVID-19. We're back in the 1970s. Well, we're not in the Soviet Union, at least.
I still have rights. I'm like,
True.
Okay, we cannot travel. But yeah, I get it. Like Saaremaa is, yeah, I get the reference. But no, we have actually technology and stuff, and we
1,400 deaths in Sweden. I read about that too. That there's a lot.
Yeah.
Sweden's
it's
fucked
true.
up. Like we've done all right. I mean, absolutely. Again, it's very bad that anybody dies, but relatively speaking, about how the things have gone, like now's the safe. Like I wrote to the Australia. Can you believe this, guys? There's an Australian ambassador to Estonia. I know. What the fuck? Why would they bother? But they're
I'm not
here.
sure.
Not here full time. I think based in Sweden. I think. And there is an Australian ambassador. The only reason that why would there ever be an embassy, an ambassador? Why would the two countries then fucking know each other? Is because
All the Estonians go to Australia.
Right, because of the working holiday visa. That Australia is like one of 4 countries, I think, that Estonians can go. And it's the only sunny one. So there's Australia, Canada. I don't know if you can, what are the 4 places, or what are the places that Estonians can go on the working holiday visa? So I think maybe New Zealand as well. So
it's really tough to go to New Zealand.
Or something.
I think.
So,
but it was, Australia was one of them, and there's thousands of Estonians.
Right, there's loads there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's, I think, the reason why there's for some reason, Australia is letting all these Estonians.
Well, somebody needs to work.
Right.
In the
Someone
farms.
needs to pick the fruit. You don't want to frick the fruit. I am picking no fruit.
So we're the cheap labor, like
yeah,
Eastern
we
European.
need that cheap labor. Yeah, we need that. So, and then, but also, let's not forget that one of our comedians, Olga.
Yeah,
She's
she's
in
posting
Melbourne.
she's been there for 7 months.
So Olga Loshenko, she was one of our Comedy Estonia comedians. She went down to Melbourne, and it's a really nice thing that one of the things about being a comedian, that's one of the good things besides, late nights, no guaranteed pay, absolutely no guarantees of anything, is that wherever you go, you can always meet comedians.
True.
And it's a nice that no matter where you go in the world, you can always roll up to an open mic, meet some comedians, and
like
you'll
a
have
community.
something in common. It's a community.
Yeah,
You can always, instant community wherever you go. And Olga did that. She went to Australia. She went to Melbourne. She started doing open mics, started grinding away, and developed the friends through the comedians, as well as other things, I'm sure. And she was gonna do a show in the Melbourne Comedy Festival for 5 days, like a small show, but a show like that. And I was helping her out with some parts of it. And but then that all got cancelled. It was like her doing 30, and then another Australian dude doing 30. And it's a cool thing. Yeah. And now there's nothing. So, we're exporting comedians to
I was actually
Australia.
on her going away party because they needed somebody to be loud. No, I went there and I had a great time, and we were talking, and I was just like, just go there and own it. Don't give a fuck about your accent. Don't give a fuck about you fumbling, and just go and try. Okay, you're bombing this city. Go to another city. It's a big continent. It's not going from Tallinn to Pärnu or some shit. And so I'm really happy for her. I love the updates that she's making. Like, I have survived like 30 weeks in Australia.
So you got to follow Olga. She's doing it in Australia. She's an Estonian trying to be a comedian there. I'm super proud of her. It was asked in the chat, does New Zealand have bogans?
What the hell are bogans?
So we need to define this. So bogan is our us, or our rulnok, to use an older word.
Okay.
Like
I never heard it.
And it's not exactly the same, but it's our version.
Okay.
Like real, like regular redneck, like bogan, mate. If I've got my shorts, if I've got my thongs, if I've got instead of a cigarette, you would say a durry. If I've got my durry hanging out here, I've got my blue singlet, which would be called a wife beater.
What?
Yeah, the singlet. I'll wear one next time. So it's it's a dark singlet that goes down here. It's a particular cut. It's made by a company called Bonds. And they're a traditional company in Australia. And they've got a particular kind of dark blue singlet. That's called the wife beater. And if you wear that, you got the smoke, like, mate, you're a fucking bogan. You might have the mullet, like Daniel Weinberg's, hanging out the back here. That's true mullet stuff. Ois.
Gopnik. Gopnik is a Russian word. It's like the Slava squatting with track shoes.
I got my grogs and the shrimp on the barbie. We would say booze in Australia, not grogs, but it's fine. You're going well. So that's why as soon as I get my grill, you damn straight I'm going to find some shrimps to be putting on that barbie. They may come from the Prisma freezer, but you guaranteed there's going to be Instagram posts with me doing shrimp on the barbie, 100%. So, bogans are Australian rednecks, Australian us.
Wow.
Australian.
I never knew that.
So that's our term for our people. Like, they're the true Aussies. Wife beater.
Yeah. Why were we talking about so much domestic violence and stuff today?
I'm
like, what the
it's a
fuck?
weird thing because it's
But
such...
I've been reading
you
a
can
lot.
say a wife beater. You can just say wife beater. I know, and it's a weird thing. I agree. that you're like making a quip about domestic violence.
Yeah. No, it's just like I've been reading a lot about stuff that goes on right now behind closed doors because
Okay, 'cause
everybody's
people are,
it's like Christmas times 30, it's like
I mean, there are
people are
things-
losing their jobs,
Right.
drinking, staying at home. They need to teach their kids, and
I know I'm going to point the finger right now at those fucking New Zealanders. All right, I know this happens everywhere, but I just remember the New Zealand example that like in New Zealand when because the rugby is really big, the sport with the ball, the passing, the rugby, the kicking, the rugby.
I never get that sport.
Yeah. You can't tell, and there's like multiple versions, and you can't tell the difference. I'm guaranteed. When the rugby like World Cup, when New Zealand wins the Rugby World Cup, there is a noticeable spike in domestic violence on those days.
Really?
Like it's
like
such a big thing. When the football has its grand final, there's a noticeable spike from the
Damn.
like because dudes are getting drunk.
But don't they fight each other? Or
I guess if you're in a home environment.
Oh, okay.
I should stop joking about domestic violence. I'm sorry. It is it's a problem.
It is a really big problem.
Right. And it might be happening more right now.
It is actually. Yeah, like as far as I've been told and reading about it, but for me it's like, there's so much, stress in households right now, and people are losing their jobs and stuff like that, and it's really scary. And I've been thinking about first of all, I'm so fucking lucky. Like all those bitches were like, "Oh, you're not married," and blah blah. I'm like, "Fuck no!" Like I'm doing fine, and I'm happy actually. Just and I've been appreciating little things more. Like I've never been that type of person who was actually grateful to have a job and an income, and I'm like, for me, it's like, whatever, I need to make more money, I need to go more, I need to do more, and I was like all the time working like crazy, writing, doing shows, doing podcasts, going there, traveling, this, whatever, and now I'm just really like, I'm so lucky that I still have a job. I'm so lucky that I still have, like, I can work from home, and there's so many things that I'm actually really, really grateful. And I didn't appreciate those things at all. I was always like, nah, I want to do this and like blah, blah. And for me now, like the week 5 has been like gratitude.
Okay.
Like gratitude. I have a home, I have food, I have entertainment. Everything is okay. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with myself. Everything is fine. Because the stories that I read, also I'm talking with my friends who have kids and are struggling, and because homeschooling and stuff, it's
oh fuck. I would be like, just kick him out. Just like, are we allowed to drown them? Is that a thing we're allowed to do? Like, can we put them out on the streets? Can we put them to the farm?
PewDiePie is unemployed in Saaremaa. Like that's the worst scenario. I think like that's really like I feel
is that
for you.
your Tinder profile, bro? Like. I'm unemployed in Saaremaa, baby. Sorry, brother from another mother. No. Sorry, you missed. It's fine. It's my fault. I'm Australian. I just think New Zealand people are like Australians, but not cunts. Like they're the nicer versions. Australian people, terrible. Oh my god.
Okay. To Tauna, I think it's Tauna.
Yeah.
All Australian sports are weird.
I agree.
We have wife carrying in Estonia and kicking.
Yeah.
Is that not weird? Try to explain that shit to like.
Yeah, but
for me, it is.
They're
weird.
not a sport. Like
Oh no, Estonia's
No, there's not a league. There's not like a grand final of kicking. We've got like real weird sports that.
Okay, for example.
Okay, cricket. Okay, so
cricket
is,
is something I don't understand as well.
I don't even know where to start with cricket.
But cricket is from UK, I think. No, because you speak in
Tim Reedy, I'm outside with some salted caramel eclairs for both of you. I feel like I should go open the door for Tim Reedy.
He's really
okay.
What? We didn't know you're gonna have Tim Reedy.
All right, Tim. I'll go down and open the door for you in a second, Tim. This cricket is a very weird Australian sport. There's a bat, people run. There's guys standing in a field. I guess it kind of looks like baseball if you don't really know it. But the weird thing about cricket is that there's different versions of it. So a game of cricket can go for 4 hours, it can go for 1 day, or it can go for 5 days. Like there is a version of cricket that goes for 5 days, and it's fantastic. It's so good. Oh, the strategy and how they're doing. And then
Go get Tim ready. I'm already bored.
It's amazing.
You describing cricket is boring.
Sport goes for 5 days.
Like, you describing cricket is the most boring thing I've ever heard. 5 days, like seriously, 5 days. I mean, I don't even work for 5 days a week. Come on. I don't know, man. Like, for me, like, I always heard about cricket because I used to have workers. They were from Bangladesh and India. And they were like always like, oh, cricket is a thing that every Saturday they went to play cricket and shit. And that's all I know. That's all I know. Yeah, I know. 5 days it is. So we have company. I love your outfit.
My outfit. So Tim.
Dada!
That's for me? What is that?
It's for both of you.
What is that?
Eclairs. You know what an eclair is, right?
Are you giving us Corona? Some else?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you got? You got what's in the bag, Tim?
Alcohol, Louis.
Okay, alcohol, true.
What else?
It's Sugar Angel. It's so cute. It's so sweet.
We're going to have on the camera, no?
Oh.
All right, we'll put the camera. We'll keep going on with this.
Wow. Wow.
Oh shit! Look at this. Okay.
Oh.
No problem.
Tim's gonna sit there. Tim's just gonna sit and I watch.
Somebody crashed a party and it's like,
Of course.
yeah, wow. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you.
Because that's how it works in the Comedy Estonia studio. We got people coming in at 6 o'clock. Well, we've got in 33 minutes. Carl and Ardo are back for Kulapod podcast live with Sander, I believe. So it was a weird thing that Kulapod had Sander lined up, and then Paikas Jankud. When Roger calls me up, he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna live stream. Let's live stream." So Sander's live streaming 2 days in a row because he's such a popular dude.
Well, he is a chef, yeah.
He's a chef. He's a celebrity chef.
Celebrity chef.
So yeah, Tim came in with beers. Disrespectful. Tim did come with beers. He's got the eclairs, but he's also got a big bag of beers.
Yeah, and
Tim
he's not gonna
always has
share.
beers.
I don't think he's gonna share.
Oh, Tim, he's a very nice guy. He always shared, but he's always got beers, pizza.
No, he was serving beer. I was like, whoa, like no, like he has like, you know, Tim has such a charisma.
He is.
Like whenever, like I remember first time seeing him on stage, and I didn't know that he lives in Estonia, and I was like, oh, thank you for coming to Estonia to do open mic.
Thank you for coming to my country. Thank you very much. You come to my country.
We're
I
adding some
appreciate.
spice in this casserole. It's like,
Yeah, so we're all
then he
doing.
was like, I've been living in Paide for the last 4 years, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? And I was like,
How surprised do you think I was? I mean,
Oh.
because Tim's been doing it for a long time with Comedy Estonia, on and off and different things. And when we got the word that, like, I mean, I met this dude, there's this big Irish guy. And I'm like, Paide? Like, really? There's a big Irish dude that lives in Paide? We were like, what? And it's a great story.
yeah, I love it. I love his Maxima, whatever, like Grossi or whatever he goes to. I love the way he describes from his like perspective Estonian life. And it was so good. It was so good. I was like, wow. And I'm really he stand out. Like, you know, it was like a standout for me.
It does.
And then I was he's a little bit intimidating as well because he's a big guy. And I'm like, oh hey, I'm Sille-Kadri. It's like, no shit. Like, you talk a lot.
So yeah, and
But,
we got Chef Sander doing the things. I think Sander's gonna be on Dubel. I think.
Oh,
I
cool.
forget one of those shows. I'm not sure.
There's a Uhto or
Utu, I think it's Dubel. I think it's not
Okay,
Utu.
okay.
Utu was the other one that
Yeah,
Vascavetti was on. Look,
Yeah,
again, we know that I'm not a big fan of media, but cool. I think Sander's going to be on that soon, and there's going to be something else as a sketch on Kanal Cox. We're trying some things. But yeah, the Sander chefing show has done really well, and it's a nice little thing. Take some tips from him.
Tana is writing that. Take some beer tips from him. I'm like, I'm not trying to serve beard. I'm trying to shave
Beard,
it.
not beer. Beard.
Oh, beard.
Beard or
Beard,
beard?
no, beard.
Beard. Okay, Tim knows the beard.
I always shave mine, so I'm sorry. I'm not serving beer.
And I like Lise. Do you want to buy some weed? Thank you. Lise understands where Comedy Estonia is at. Thank you. No, No, we would never do that. Call me later. We would never be into that. We have Comedy Estonia gets bulk discounts. But yeah, that's not something. Maybe Gordon Ramsay would be the next Sandrigas. Yeah. I keep telling Sandra that now he's such a famous chef, he should think about a career in stand-up.
I mean, like, I've heard this rumor, I don't know if it's true, but Gordon Ramsay actually had surgery to look more pleasing and more.
Really? What did
Because
they
he-
modify about him?
But he had like these, what do you say, like, you know, like lines. And like,
His lines in his...
yeah. He looked really like,
his
like
forehead,
me.
yeah.
So, but he it's like Hell's Kitchen and everything. He did like a lot of shows. And there was a rumor that he had plastic surgery to not look as mean as he does. Like, I think he got some filler maybe or
It's so
something.
interesting because usually there's no social judgment on guys. Guys can be whatever the fuck. Like, you can see Tim Reedy and be like, oh, Tim, what a man. Right? You know, like, you can be old or have grey,
Wrinkles, yeah,
big
yeah,
scraggly,
yeah.
you look like Tim Reedy looks like a cross between Igor Mang and Igor Mang. Like,
Maybe the younger version?
but somehow, like an Irish Igor Mang, but somehow it's okay. Where guys are judged by such a different
Standard, true.
standard of these things.
Yeah, but for me, it's like that plastic surgery. If Ramsey had plastic surgery or fillers or whatever, like, it was a failure because he still looks scary and intimidating as fuck.
You're right.
Like, on screen, I was like already like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to beat these eggs or something. Like, I'm like, it's like, he's screaming. I remember I used to work in a restaurant and having a head chef who was really over the top and like,
Is that very
throwing
common
things.
in restaurants? Did you find like that emotion, that
Not
way
always.
of giving it? Okay.
Depends. Totally depends on the person. But I have seen that type of particular personality, like, it's drawn to being a head chef and just like, you know, you're a fucking, you don't know shit and you get blah 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 and what is this fuck? I'm gonna throw it in the trash. You know, you're gonna make it. It's like, I have seen that personality in the kitchen, but it's not always the same. But I've seen it. And I've been like, I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry, like, really, I've been like even I was like, whoa, but I'm a tough cookie, but there are certain things that I was like, even like, because you are bigger than me and I'm fucking scared of you. Like, so, I was a restaurant manager and I've been like, I hired this guy myself and we got along fine. But when we didn't get along, oh, honey, like, people were scared to come near because it was like the universe is going to explode. Because when he had a temper, screaming and stuff, throwing shit, and I was just like, motherfucker, he's gonna cut somebody, like, really. He's so like you need to fire this person, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I'm like, excuse me, if you don't have any manners, if your mama didn't teach you, I'm gonna teach you how to fucking speak to a person, you know.
Was that the Finland restaurant or the Estonian one?
Estonian restaurant.
Estonian
Yeah.
one. Okay.
It doesn't exist anymore, but
Okay.
but it was
Right, that's so conducive about
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah.
It's like in any other industry, if you're in the office and there was yelling and screaming, it would be a bit like, why is this person screaming? But somehow in the restaurant, that's what Gordon Ramsay
it's so
plays
intense.
off.
Yeah. It's really the environment. It's like it's so intense. There's a lot of different people from different backgrounds and whatever, and the pressure is on. And there's no time for errors. There's no time to argue. You just need to get shit done and shut the fuck up. And it can be like really like, because the restaurant is open like 7 days a week. Like, most of the time, it's like open 7 days a week. And if you're like a responsible person, that actually means you work 7 days a week. You are always like somebody can call you. There can be whatever. I've had a fire. Like, there was literally a fire in my restaurant. There was electrical problems. We had like some blackouts, random shit that happened.
You've got to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's like, it can happen Sunday morning or 9 a.m. or whatever. It can happen anytime. And you are responsible for the staff. It's like you have 27 people. You have like a house, like a building to take care of and maintain, and like so much responsibility. And if it's open from the opening hours, I always had to be, even when I was like, this Friday night and I'm drunk at 10 o'clock and somebody calls me and I have to answer, like, okay, honey, what happened? Okay, you had this situation. Here's what you do. Like, you know, sometimes you have to react, or you have to go there, and or somebody gets sick, and it was
sure.
it's a lot of responsibility. And I worked like crazy. I worked every day. I was every day all the time. But like you called me like in the middle of the night, it was fine.
Like you've got to that's something even that I've got with Comedy Estonia, that I've had to learn how to segment my life, because we got shows. There's always shows going on the weekend, shows all the time. And yeah, I've got people who are there to responsible and do that, but that, and like learning and teaching them the responsibility that they can take. Like, you can handle this, dude. Like, it's okay. And not that I don't want to handle it, but like I'm giving you the power. Make that decision. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Or if something's happening on the weekend, or I found that I really need the weekends off. I need 2 days, 2 full days, 5 days on, 2 days off. I'm a human being. I need it no matter what you do. And even if I have
it's hard like, because you feel so responsible, and you're like, and it's hard to just let it go and let it be okay. I always had somebody who was responsible at that moment, but there are certain things like, if there's a fucking fire department going, like, if there's a fire, deal with it, like, you have to deal with, like, it doesn't
I know
matter.
that there is, but I wonder, is it like, I'm not trying to shit on restaurants here, but like, I mean, I can employ a certain level of professional project manager who can handle things, but restaurants are a cutthroat business with money and who's available and that level of staff. And again, not trying to look down on them, but it's different. If you're a hotshot, professional, switched on project manager, you might work for a company, an event company, project manager, Comedy Estonia, something like that. But you might not think to be the restaurant manager.
Yeah.
And that's hard. And they go like,
Because the thing is, like, yes, I have people to take care of it when I'm not there. But in the end, I was the one who was responsible, and I had to deal with it. Right. And I had to be available when my staff needed me. And there was a lot of, like, one time, like, this shit that you don't see coming. Like, there was one time, like, one chef came to work drunk. Shocking. I know it's a cliche that chefs drink, but like, it was a kind of dangerous situation.
Sure, it's not good at all. There's big knives, there's flames.
So like
there's rare few jobs you can be like, I showed up drunk, and that was
being a comedian is one, like,
right. Comedian, and even that is like, come on, bro. You gotta do a show. If it's a job, like, if you're doing open mic, that's not your job.
True.
If you're doing the theater show and you turn up drunk, it's still a little bit like,
it's not welcome.
So even that is not like, an instant pass as a comedian.
But there are certain things that you don't see coming. Like, I remember, like, it was 2 years ago, I went to a party. Like, I was dressed up. It was at 10 o'clock in the evening, and I was walking to a party. And then also, I have, like, missing calls, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's from the restaurant. Like, and one employee calls me. He's super upset. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I'm like calling, like, what is going on? What's the problem? It's like, I quit tomorrow. I'm not gonna come. I don't give a shit. I don't, like, buy, and I don't even need the money. Just buy. And I'm trying, like, I'm almost at the party. Already had a whiskey, and I'm trying to figure this shit, like, what happened? Like, okay, let's take a step back. And I'm 1 hour on the phone trying to fix this shit. I don't know what happened. Like, I wasn't there. And it's like, because there's like, in this at least in restaurant business, there's people with different backgrounds, age groups, even like from different religions or whatever. We had like Muslims, we had people of color, we had different people, and Estonians and Russians and everything. And it can get really, and I was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, can everybody calm down? Okay, like, calm down. I was like, fuck. And it was really intense. And I remember I was so pissed that I had my one night that I could just go and enjoy myself. And I was like, fuck, can I just have this fun fucking Friday night to go out, just to go fucking out. I don't have to go get a taxi in the middle of the night and go there and fix this shit because somebody's having whatever, and my shift manager is not able to fix it or whatever. It's like, and those things happen, not like every weekend, but like those things happen, and it gets so frustrating.
Regularly enough.
Yeah, because I got so frustrated. I work so hard every day, and I still like, and then I need to hire new staff, and then I need to fix this, and then this is broken, and that, and like, it was a lot of responsibilities. So I remember shit was crazy. Like, that's why I'm crazy, bitch.
Yeah, it's
only
a
crazy people.
thing to have to deal with I dated a girl for a number of years, and she worked in service, and it was hard because there's always work.
Yeah,
There's
it
always
never
work.
ends.
Yeah, it never ends.
And
There's
the
always-
problems
there's not really-
occur.
yeah.
It's like before summer, you need to hire more staff. It's low season, you maybe need to let somebody go. It's like it's a lot of things, and it's reoccurring problems, reoccurring issues, reoccurring it was like all the time. I was like, when is it actually when I'm gonna feel accomplished? You know, that I did it, that I achieved something, some goals.
Okay.
And it was really, I really lost. You know,
It's hard in the service industry because
I made money. I made
my
I made good
observation
money.
about the service industry, and I'm trying to be respectful of people. It's either two groups of people in the service industry. Either they're the kids who are coming and going, or the people that are coming and going,
Yeah.
so they're nuts, or the people that have been in the service industry way too long, and you got to get out. I think the service industry can be very good if you stay in there for a set period of time, a couple of years maybe. You get through the university, do your thing. If you're still working, waiting tables, cooking. I mean, maybe cooking is different. Fair enough. I want to say that, right? But
Well, it can be a career, but it's a really challenging. It's really
right. Why are you still in service after so many years?
depends on
know,
the person.
and
And
I
some
think
people like the rush. They like to be all the time, constantly. Like this is the way of life, kind of like because I worked in restaurants for 11 years. So
Okay, it's a
it
long
was yeah, for me at one point I burned out so
I
hard.
bet.
I burned out, like I was just like, I cannot, this is not the way to live, because I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day and drinking coffee and getting drunk alone, and like I was really like, I was skinny and just like smoking like it was I was really on the edge 24/7. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what tomorrow brings. And I had to be alert, I had to be ready, I had to react. And now that I haven't done it for a year almost, so I'm really relaxed.
So what was the push that made you get out of the restaurant, the service industry?
I got from the restaurant owners really disrespected me.
Okay.
There was one phone call that I was like, this is too much. This is enough. You can think, I don't give a honestly, when people comment on shit, like even if it's like you don't like the way I work, whatever, like it's fine. It's fine. But it went really personal, and one of the owners attacked me like personally. Like it was really, and I was like, no, honey, you do not disrespect me. If you don't like me, not my problem. When we have to work, you hired me, and like because it was during a really tough time. It was like in January or something last year. So like the money was tight, and they were like, no, you can't pay the workers this month. And I was like, no, honey, like I always pay the workers. I understand we have to cut corners, but workers, like employees come first no matter what. I don't give a
You
fuck.
want to cut the wage, but you want me to tell them, go fuck yourself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then he got really upset about me, like, and then he was just like, oh, you're a shitty person, you don't know shit. It was like really personal. It got really personal. And I was really like, I was listening him just being really super disrespectful. I was crying. It was a Friday night. I was crying on the phone. I was like, I'll talk to you on Monday. And then I just wrote, I was just like, I'm going to leave.
No. So
Find
then
somebody
why,
else.
but is it because you had been in service for so long that you then decided, fuck service?
I
I'm
really
not-
burned out because I was like, okay, so I'm like 27, you know, and I was 27. And I remember like, I worked so hard in Finland, in Estonia, whatever. Like I had so much mental issues, you know, just I felt burned out. I didn't have any, like, okay, I have a university degree, and like the job that I do is always like managing this, managing that. And I was like, I didn't take any vacations, like ever. I didn't rest properly. I was all the time drinking, and like whenever I had a free day, I was drunk. And you know, it's like, oh, let's do stand up. Why the fuck not? Like, nobody thinks I'm funny. I don't give a fuck. I have a hard life. I was like, you know, it's like, you know, and for me, it's like, it was not fulfilling enough. I didn't have like a bigger goal or what. It's not my business even. But I would really like, I took really good care of it. I was really like 100% dedicated to the job, and people were like, "You're a workaholic. It's
Right.
impossible."
It
even
takes your life in the end.
yeah, and even like I remember one time when a guy called out, "It's like I cannot date you when you're always busy with work and you're answering calls during like, I was like, I'm sorry, like it was sometimes when my phone rang, I was already like, oh, okay, like I have to go, like I have to, like, sorry, I'm gonna cancel, sorry, like all the time. And there was a guy who got sick of my excuses. Like, is it gonna be?
I'm sick of your excuses. Oh my
But
God.
I get it because I always choose the fucking work. I was like, no, my restaurant is the number one, and my workers and like my employees, they come first. I don't give a fuck. And then later, nobody gave a fuck about me.
It's hard not to. I mean, I had to make. I hear where you're coming from, and I also had to make hard choices about the differentiation between Comedy Estonia and Louis Zezeran. Because there was a number of years there where if you rolled up to me and you were like, hey, Louis, good to see you. What's happening, man? How are you doing, Louis? I'd be like, oh, yeah, we're doing some shows.
Comedy Estonia.
Things are going great. Oh, yeah, money's a bit tight, but we're getting there. I would tell you the prognosis of Comedy Estonia.
Yeah, but
and my friends would be like, no, wait. How are you going? I'm like, what? Huh? Me? What? I don't understand what you mean.
You don't have a life.
Yeah, I don't. There was no, for a number of years, I think, there wasn't a separation between Louis Zezeran and Comedy Estonia. They were one and the same. And
So
then we had
sad.
to take well, it's fine because I think it was somewhat, I could see it was somewhat organic.
Well, if it's your
Because
business, then
it's
I
my
get
business.
it. Yeah.
Started it, working hard, hustling, as you all need to do. I mean, and when I say my business, I mean absolutely with all the effort of all the other comedians. I'm not trying to make like it's a singular effort. And my employees and my colleagues and the comedians, absolutely, it's not all about me. But you know, it was still a little bit still with me, and I had to learn how to abstract myself. I had to pull myself back, let others have responsibility, let them do things, let it be a bigger thing than me, that Comedy Estonia is no longer just Louis Zezeran. And that was a healthy thing. Healthy thing for me, healthy thing for the company, healthy thing for the group but you know, still, and that's a conscious effort from everyone in the company to be like, oh, Louis lets me do what I want. Yeah, go do it. Actually, like, and then not get involved, and for me to not do anything on the weekends.
Yeah.
To not open my emails. To be like, hey man, I appreciate someone writes to me. Dan writes to me on a Sunday night. Like, no problems. Daniel doesn't know the day of the week. I understand. And be like, hey Dan.
Yeah, well, then it doesn't know that mullahs are not in anymore.
Yeah,
so.
like no problems. I appreciate we're just talking right now. It happens. I appreciate you didn't understand. It's a Sunday night. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to make a note and I'll talk to you tomorrow about it.
Sure.
And
There's always tomorrow.
Right. There's always tomorrow. So it took me a while to, I think it took all of us in any of that situation where it's all about one person. I understood how unmaintainable that was going to be, but it takes a conscious effort, not only from me, but from my colleagues to take some time to actually pull that away.
Yeah.
And, you don't think to pull things away from the boss. That's not, necessarily the strategy, but it was, it took all of us. And now it's very like, I'm very happy with how things are right now, but, it took some time to get there.
Absolutely. And for me, the one thing that I learned that actually I do have a limit for me because I always felt like invincible, I can do anything. It's fine. It's good. I can handle it. I can do this. I always was like, I'm so confident that, but then I really burned out. Like I couldn't like even leave the bed. I hated to go to the office. I hated to go to my job. I hated it. And then it was really, really taking a toll on me. And then I was like, maybe I'm actually a human being and I do have a limit. Oh,
Still as a human being.
That's really shocking.
This is where we might want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. I understand. I think our channel can have 2 streams at once. However, we'll end it now because at 6 o'clock we've got Kulapod starting with Ardo, Carl, and Sandroigas.
Check it out.
So we'll do that. Silla, thank you for doing another Friday afternoon.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your participation in the chat. We appreciate that. Shall we do it again next Friday?
If you're not sick of my bullshit.
No, we're doing good. We're going to be here next Friday again, doing it again. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys.